them down. And you must have a strong judicial system with supporting evidence that when you take these people to court, if they are guilty, they are guilty. If they are not, they are not. But when these things are lacking, the security system is weak, honor pay, lack of logistics, you go to the judicial system, the same old thing, and just like that, other countries, the people are not performing magic. They train their state security. They got people who specialize in other areas. That when something happens, they know exactly how to take it. You take, for instance, somebody murder somebody, and the person get away, probably somebody witness that identical incident, probably from the next door, or just passing by and saw this person leaving his house, that this body was found. And when the police come around, when the guys are investigating and taking statements from neighbors, sometimes you hear somebody try to describe. You got the guys who do the sketching. Say how he looks, huge, tall, black, big nose, pop eyes, he ate all of these things, bushy hair, color of the eyes, and they would just sketch as the sketching and say, oh yeah, this is how the man looks. And the next thing, you find a place all around, information already out for this person. Call these numbers for this person, or when the person is seen. So now you see people telling, oh yeah, I saw this vehicle leaving. What sort of vehicle? Oh, a Mercedes Benz. We plate number this, or never had a plate, but they have this sign on it. You see people trying to give the kind of a support in making sure that all of what must be solid, substantial, and taken to the court. So sometimes we get mad. Oh, the case will not go nowhere. We can't keep having that type of belief. We're going to be of the conviction that things will change. And the reason why we continue to have this kind of thing is because the system has not changed. And we expect the system to change. We expect the system to change. So you see, so at the end of the day, we politicize everything. We politicize it. And this is something that government needs to work on. Our state securities need proper training, advanced training in some of these things. And the public needs to be educated that crime scenes are not places where people jump to go stand there. Because if we have the kind of technology, some of you will go to jail because your fingerprint will be on things. Even when the shoe or slipper you wear it, the forensic guys are there. They're taking all of the prints, taking it to the lab, and making sure that they analyze it. So if you went there out of ignorance, you start jumping all over the place when it comes to do it. When you find your shoe, print there, or your slipper or sneaker, they will hold you. You don't want to be explaining, no, because the person who have committed the act, gone. You are the last person. You're holding the door knot. You're touching things. And the people must be educated. Because when the crime scene is protected, no, trust me. But like red people, by the time they hear something, everybody run there. Everybody wants to enter the house. Then you get some police who are unprofessional, no gloves, they're touching. You know? So we take cases to the court. What we take there, when it is not strong enough, mark my words, the people will walk away. We will get vexed, we will complain, and we will leave it on the government. You say, oh, yeah, the government didn't want. Sometimes we ourselves. Sometimes somebody investigation, like we said earlier, starts outside of the country. Because we should be asking ourselves, where the drugs coming from? What's the trace? Is it from Cambodia, Panama, Mexico, Peru? Did it pass through Sierra Leone? How did it get to Sierra Leone? All of those things. It's a long chain to help it investigated. With that thing that it did not work here. So we got to look at the chain and coordinate with other partners. Who are the folks? Who are they dealing with? Whether Liberia is a transit point or is the final destination. Now, because this thing was seen at the Ronald International Airport to leave the country. How did they get in the country? You start with, how did they get in the country? We start to look at our traits. But we just want to conclude. Because if we do not see the beginning, we can't get anything out of it. The guys will continue to do these things. And these guys are powerful, well connected. Some of our state actors who should be making sure protecting these things from happening are into the pockets of you guys, because sometimes some of the gifts they give the guy, drugs dealer. Let me tell you something. Or anybody who is being charged for a major crime and you know that person is worth it. You have to be mindful of the kind of people you send to those people. And that's some of the things that we have fallen short with most instances. A lot of us, we lack integrity. Times are hard. You send somebody who is making $500 a month to go investigate somebody who have taken allegedly 10 million. Amen. You have to pray to God that man be patriotic or nationalistic. He said, look, for my country's sake, we will have to. I will make sure that we stand our ground. We're all accepting anything. You get people going for investigation. They tell them, say, sit down. Yeah. Even sometimes the police, they go to arrest. They go for the ordinary man. You see them holding the person by the trouser. The man say, well, I come here, me go inside to wear my clothes. No, they won't bring them naked. But you go to the man, you open a fence, you enter. You say now in the man area, you're looking all around. The man tell you, say, you sit down, let me have my breakfast. Gentlemen, what are you drinking? He let you open you. He start calling the man chief now. Somebody who has committed a major crime. The next thing he start calling him chief. He said, chief, yeah, tell your town chief. That case there, we can't infract you. So, gentlemen, you send it somebody. Somebody who is transporting. Come in contact with a drugs dealer. The man tells you, man, do you have a vehicle? He said, no, chief, I don't have a vehicle. One telephone call to one used car garage or a brand new car. Say, go to so-and-so place. Just call me from there. One telephone call, yeah, the man got it. Even with our telecommunication system, the guys will infiltrate all the places, the government, all the places where they destroy some of the call logs. You can't get it. I don't care how you fight to do it, you can't get it. So we should not sit down here and think that this thing that play, drugs and corruption in this country, that 5 and 6, that cartel, those two cartels, very strong. It's not easy to, they can break it. So when people sit from the outside, you think that easy thing you can just dismantle. You listen to people talking, you want state power, you talk big things. You heard Madam Ellen Johnson Lee. She spoke about these things. When she got to power, she couldn't dismantle them. To the extent she changed corruption to vampire. The CDC said the same thing in opposition for years. They would dismantle all of this, they would prosecute. When they got to power, they could not even fight anything. The Unity Party, who said they have come to rescue, they're finding it difficult to fight it. The corruption, the drugs, they're finding it so difficult to fight it. Because that cartel been around for a long time, and the guys are taking a front seat, and they controls a lot of things. So to dismantle it, you must have people who got the tenacity and love for this country. It's not just talking political talk. It's about getting there and getting the right people with the right mind to get the job done. So until we can have these people, let me tell you, we just talk. We talk. You see? Yeah, money left on the bank. They use the other FIA to do the one, but the president, they destroy the check, no record. You go to send your bank to tell you, oh no. What kind of thing is this? Imagine the $100 million worth of drugs that was seized at the time. And the guys, when they arrested the guys were caught with 200,000. 200,000 in the United States dollars. To take that thing from Freeport to the central bank, the money, 30,000 got missing. And when central bank received the money, they took note. When the court ruled that these guys were not guilty, and that government instructed the government to give back the people money. When they went for the money, government could only present 170,000. Where is the balance 30,000? And the people accepted it. Nobody knew where they went because they were found not guilty. So they left. But the 30,000, and the folks at Central Bank said, no, but this is what we received. You see, this thing is we need to fight this thing collectively and take politics out of it. Because sometimes some of your political items that you're thinking, that you're defending, they are involved into some of these things. They use the status to transport, to import. Some of our top businessmen, you say, oh, the men are businessmen. The woman are big businesswoman. They are people who are agents. The guys are using it. So saying you are known and you're influential and people respect you, this is it. This is what we do. This is what we do. So this is your offer. This is what you get. That thing is not one man thing. You see the thing they call corruption? The thing they can call just business. The cartel. And now think one woman can just go check money or check somebody's cell phone and start running with it. No. They got different, everybody got his or her role to play in this. You take it from this point to that point. Then you got people probably it come in a form and they need to parcel it. You got people who already prepared to go and parcel. They ain't one fence from morning straight to night. The same with people who do the scheming on it. They'll plenty. So yeah, you will travel. There's a scholarship. You go into Australia, you go into Canada, we'll get you work, you go to school free, 100% scholarship, it's there. You get one, they send you to the other man for you to go for the other document, they send you to the other side for you to go deposit the money to the other place. So it's a chain, it's a cartel. Oh, that one man can send and do that thing. That's why you're bothering you send one person, you send your computer if you do it. But this time, they're sending you to people even in the banks. Go deposit to this account. Go there, call this other person, the person will receive the money. Sometimes your family members are all they use, then your family members, they're the people that are inside. They will convince you. If you're not even careful, that your woman can convince you. So we start joking with a lot of things. What the forensic lab do we have here? What's the forensic lab that matters before the police? Criminal investigation. We're taking things to the lab to know how authentic, to evaluate it. You see, they got people who are very good at forging signature. And when you see it, you think that Ambassador Vaz signature. But you must have the intelligent people, you must have the expert that will authenticate, look at that, and you know, they got the knowledge that will detect these things. We don't have it. Most of the things we do here are by heart. So we stay far from plenty things. They talk when I have us. They are promising young men and women currently in the police, in the military, LD, immigration, and other places that must go for study. You know how many persons coming in this country with fake documents without immigration people cannot authenticate it? You know how many of them? You know how many people carrying Liberian passports that you think that it's authentic, it's legal? We don't have these things. But we can afford to buy $45,000 car for our lawmakers. And they're happy about these things. They only, when they know that because when there's a major crime that on earth in the country, they make it look like at the time they want to talk for the Liberian people. But when they send the budget, they don't look in the budget and say, what is there for security? What is there for training? We're sending people to the UK, sending people to America, and other countries around the world, sending them to France, Italy. You think when they tell you the mafia in Italy are one man running? You can't that play. Go Mexico today. Guzman is in jail in America, but his Sonora cartel is still running. Because he was not the only person running it. He had all of his deputies. The guys are still running that thing. While he's in jail, that cartel is still being ran. You know, they will always say, how do we end corruption? How? You get everybody thought, oh, the other government will corrupt. When the next government comes, you still see the same thing continue. Because the guys have the roadmap. They got the trace. There are people who outside of government right now, who not in government, they are part of the corrupt system. They know exactly how to do the business. Somebody didn't wait here, they're sitting, but they are not lacking anything because they stay part of the corrupt system. The system they left or the system they met, they're continuing with it. So we are far away. Maybe we just need the right intervention from the Almighty God. Because some of the things that we need to even cut down on some of these things. Some of you hear people, why didn't go ransack the other person's house? Why didn't go to... Oh, you must have that from the court, or that crime is so grievous that the police don't have to go for a search warrant and want to take action immediately. Because when you go to the court asking you, bring evidence. Bring evidence. Because, you know, some of the very people in the community, and you know, most of the time what these guys can come up with, they act like they're so kind. They act like they're so kind. You see them when they see the old people, they're giving them something. The young men, they're giving them something. So Sunday morning, they say they're going to practice with them. Because they know everybody sees them as a good people. We're seeing it right here. Some of the folks that have been called to question for corruption or some of these things, even some of the names have been mentioned for the drug trade, go in their communities. The community people willing to defend them. They're telling you how the people nice. Yeah, man, they just want they bought too good, the woman too good. But you don't even know how these people earning the money. Some using the position, they use the connection to do all of these things. And we got to break it. Some of you sitting on key information. And you benefiting from those information because you know somebody gave you something. And you don't want to share it to the public. You don't want to come forth. Then you hear somebody just said I talk loosely. See. So we must take into consideration evidence, and we must be able to evaluate it. Do we have our police, our security? You get one immigration man, you carry him to the police school. You train the man, get him uniform boots. He go buy his own baton, handcuff, his shoe, and you send him to look at two border. He even get Android phone. Nothing there to detect what the Duggan people coming in. What that is legitimate. And they coming on the legal entry. Sometimes even the investigation. People entering the country, how long are you going to be here? Some of those questions, we don't even ask it. Sometimes the guys are in transit just to come receive the drugs or to come receive what they're supposed to receive and ship it over to the next person and they leave. What are you doing here? You know, some time ago, I was watching, one weird reality show at the Gatwick Airport in the UK. And this guy, he entered the country. And this is something our folks need to learn today. I will give it for free. The guy entered the country. The Homeland Security or the immigration officer, the lady decided to question him. Call him on the side. Search his bag, everything. And they asked him, where did he come from? He said he came from Panama. And what is your mission? Yeah, how long are you gonna be here? He said he came to a conference, and the woman said, the conference, are they responsible for you? And how long are you gonna be here? He called the time. When he called the time, the lady told him, the money that you have with you cannot sustain you for the time you're talking about. The fact you don't know anybody here. Nobody here to pick you up. You're going to be at the airport. You're leaving from the airport, you're going to a hotel or the resort. So what? They couldn't allow him entry into the country because it could be a problem for that country. Say, no, you don't have some. But we don't even ask these questions here too. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Virgin police officer. The people look at me one day and say, "Mommy, you need to go to the academy, go teach one of the courses there." You see, they ask you these things. And there's another guy who said he had gone for another conference. He came from, I think, Hungary. And they asked him. And the lady asked him, he got you explaining. He said, but after your conference, I'm seeing that you still want to be here. What will you be doing here? He said, oh no, he's an IT man. And there's something he needed to put together. You know, there's an app. You needed to put something together, and then so the woman look in the face. The woman to him, no. You come to a conference. You will not work. Yeah. And besides the work that you're talking about, even somebody in high school that can do it. He said, we got too many people in this country that can do these things. So you are not allowed here. Thank you. Send you back. Yes. Because sometimes the people know that the next thing you get into, that criminal behavior, you start to convince other people, putting them together. But do we know these things? All our folks, all we know, we see people enter in this country, we just ask them, oh, let me see your passport, let me see your document, sign your bag. Okay, the man gone. Where is he going? What is the sustainability of him being here? And that's why you see today, some of our people in this country. So you see, most of the time, not their respect to the guys. So most of the time, you see the guys who normally come to Liberia to hustle, at the end of the day, some of our state security working for these people. Even when the people commit some of the crimes, the guys are protecting them. The guys are protecting them. You see state security. In the middle of the night, all the BB clubs around here, the guys that assign themselves, the owners of those bars, those bar restaurant, the guys receive money sometimes after every 2 weeks or monthly. They go there. The eyes are not on what's happening, what's going on. A father concern is about the catch. You have to have people who can keep surveillance, train them. When you see somebody go to the hotel, acting like you're waiting for somebody reading the newspaper, but observing movement of people because there's a tip already. You know, because sometimes guys will not stay one area. After 2-3 days, they relocate. After 4-5 days, they relocate. So when we do not have substantial evidence, we will carry people to court more than 400,000 times for the same thing, and we would not get anything out of it because we're lacking too many things already. We get to this country, then we don't have the capacity. Imagine. Capacity lacking seriously. Our state security, when it comes to mobility again, it's a war. You go to one zone, one depot, you don't see motorbike. You don't see vehicle. Most of the motorbikes you see, that officers' private motorbikes. You go to one DA area, you get there, you still see the same old problem. So we got a whole lot to do. And it's time that government put her feet down and get the support. Look, you're traveling. You're going around the world. Like we said, Mr. President, it's not that we're taking 10, 15 presidents with you on a delegation. Every trip out of this country that taxpayer money is in tow, Liberians want a positive return. So we take people who will make significant impact. If we go into education forum, we take the Minister of Education or her team. If we go into for a state or security gathering, let's get our key officers on board to travel with the president. That you see your counterpart, you're talking with them. Sometimes asking for assistance. While in training, in logistics, in all of these things. You ask for these things. You sit with a partner, you tell them. You see the U.S. State Department. Sometimes you're traveling, you go to New York, you go to Washington, you go to the other places. You go to the UK, you go to Paris, you go to Milan, and all of these places. And you come from there, you there. Man, you see police car, 2 person in this line, you see 2 person in the police car, 2 officers, fully equipped. They patrolling. They start no night patrol. So the criminals are not deterred. They are not afraid because to some extent, they are fully equipped. They even state security. We go to the courts. We see cases that are taken there. Sometimes not strong enough. The judge knocked his gavel, said, or the juror said that what they present to them at the end of the day, they tell you not guilty, not guilty. You see. So we need to build a strong relationship with other powerful nations that will help in this thing. Like the great America that is so much sophisticated, the UK, Great Britain, you talk about China. You see China, especially most of the Asian countries, you see China, you see Malaysia, Singapore, some countries, the drugs law, very strong. So those who are dealing these things, they know exactly. Not that people taking money to get away through, but just know the risks you're taking involves your life. Because the guys are executing people. The guys are executing people. Indonesia, the places when you are caught. Sometimes some of our brothers who have left Liberia. Sometimes you never hear about them again. Some of them in jail, some of them being executed. Nigeria, Chinese, different nationalities. Every year, the guys are executed. Some people go to jail for life. Some people send hard labor. So the guys are always mindful. They know the risks. But for us, because of the system, and the guys who are running the cartel are much stronger financially, and they well connected. And the people who should be handling some of these things, preventing some of the crimes, are the ones who've been used in the process. You see? Don't be shocked. You'll find somebody using the proximity to the presidency. So the man close to the president, everybody respects him. Then use the man. The man comes from abroad. Nobody wants to tell you, man, I've seen him. And the president do. You don't search him. So you allow him go, and you start to search the wrong people. So that's how some of these things are. Our state security at times are used. So now you go in the highway, going RIA, Buchanan, or coming from there. You see 2 cars. The next thing you got 1 police escort car in front with 7. Wow. Who going to search it? Who going to search it? And that things have been happening long time. And it's just getting stronger by the day, stronger by the day. Strong and strong and strong. And the guys are just recruiting people. So you'll be shocked when you hear some of the names. But we need to come with facts that will be substantial enough to apprehend these people. Because when we handle one person, it will be a whole lot for us. Verify that source before you put it on social media.
I mean, now the verify source from Delta Airlines will be kindly shared with us. And my sincere condolences and the loss of your family member as a result of this issue. Thank you. Honorable Senator, Senator Cullen, the number checked out to be registered in my years when I spent our the people that are currently in your custody, are they really secondary suspect of crime? Because all the other people that we are all alive. Honorable Senator, these people who are there, some of them are assisting the investigation, some of them have been elevated as suspect in this particular issue that will be subsequently charged. Let's look at the list of people who are at large. One, this is Rahim Bar. Rahim Bar exists as a person that the shipper claimed that this person delivered his package to his house. It's incumbent on him to show us his picture, what Rahim Bar looks like, and to be able to give us some information on who Rahim Bar actually is. Up to now, that has not been established. So that's one of the people who's alive. The Usman Ali, he's waiting in the UK. The matter in between here is someone who called but did not show up at the airport. So all of them, the whole ass before even the matter of the whole ass, even the investigation side of that, he ran away before he ran away before the investigation even started. Honorable Senator, I apologize for my choice of word, please. He has called it before the investigation started. So from the 50 million to the 100 million before we lately came at the 19 million, there was never any major surveillance on these people that are from your own information to serve as people declares that you quickly get out in the situation.
You see, okay, that was on yesterday when a couple of days when the Inspector General of Police and other top security officers, along with the ITLG boss, they were being quizzed by the senators. You're listening to exactly what I said earlier on. You're hearing the kind of machine, how these things work.
You're saying we want to present a strong case. We need to control the judiciary. For we want to present something strong, well-preserved evidence that we will be able to go through judicial scrutiny so that we can have people prosecuted and subsequently remanded to central prison. We want to have a successful prosecution in this one, and that's why the 100 billion and 50 billion, all of them see it, because what's process. And we apologize for the deception that the other Israelis did. When you got mistakes, I would say you got me. So, I mean, going forward, we'll update as much as we're able to see. Even like we say, when you got the income, you see. But I'm sure that between now and soon, we'll have something you can put up this public. But I thank you. This requires serious time. It requires a lot of resources that are not just readily available because you got to be reaching out, waiting for people's time to get back and forth to us. Referencing all of the bad experiences has a serious damage. Regarding this case, the devil are concerned, looking up to you. So the length of time is taken. You know that there are some investigations that require very forensic action. So you need to take note of that. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you. Let me thank the national security team for the order is active. It's not here. You know, first question to you is a follow-up. Who is Paul? Because somewhere in the grammar. The supporting is the person whose house is something was picked up from the operation manager for GLS. And she is currently in Liberia. Yes, Mr. King is here. Is he the owner of GLS? He's a shareholder in the operation manager. He is going to investigate from Zahid. I come back to the question that I was still asked. The lady here and I told you that the airport is a national security facility in that correct? Yes, sir. Manpower. Well, there's we have national security actors at the airport playing different roles, and we have the RRC security there as well. So you need a court warrant. I will come back to that to view the cameras that you put there. However, Senator, this cargo facility is a facility built under a concession. GLS is not a government facility, it's the company's facility. Well, it's not.
Okay, folks, and you know, and this is what I said earlier, that these things, except for the bathroom, but these things meant to preserve evidence and curtail or minimize crimes. You guys know I'll be looking at the camera and you have people who will be controlling these things. And that ministry, agency, must now begin to have these things all into place. Yeah. Because so many people, you go to their homes, they got the cameras there. All around the fences, in their houses. But the places that they work, that they earn all the standard from, they corrupt those places. They get involved into all sorts of dangerous things. They are not cared, they're not concerned. These lawmakers you see sitting over there, other than squeezing the IG, the Biako, and other folks, you go to most of them in their homes. You see camera all around. The app is on their phone. They sit and watch all the things happening to their houses. You know, we can't keep treating Liberia like this and take advantage of the common people. We paint a picture, make them look like the people in love there, the people hate there, the people, you know, and we continue to do these things. I'll go to the lines this morning and take some calls this morning. Got a couple of things to talk about this morning. Calls on 0775 919 919 080 919 919 are the numbers you can call us on this morning to be part of the conversation. You see, so we need to graduate from one stage to another. Let's see how other folks are doing these things. Since we do not have the size of population right now, there are a couple of things we need to put our feet on the ground to fight. Because if we do not fight it, so there are thousands of Liberians who have traveled out of Liberia. Some of them are returning to this country. They went with the intent of going to study or business-wise. They are coming back to this country as a professional criminals. They know the drug trade. They know how to beat the system. They're coming from an advanced country. They're coming to a country that they see that it's not advanced. And these are some of our challenges. These are some of our challenges, and we must be able to address it. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, and morning to the people of Africa.
Alice, please go ahead.
Yeah, we keep like I thought to just following you this morning because the topic have to do with our country. We keep like our state security and the government. If only our government can pass about a travel law that anybody coming in Liberia for visit, you should book a hotel, and your hotel should be reflected on your ticket. I think we'll begin with track down because
Yeah, but because you see, that's what I was saying earlier on. That's how people trace people. Because most of the time to the airport, we only see people coming to look at the document where they're going. Nobody knows. They say, "Oh yeah," and I mean, they go.
nobody knows. So if the government can pass, that kind of travel law, let it be well circulated or internationally. When you come to Liberia as a visitor, if you book a hotel, your hotel should reflect on your ticket. Our ticket will know what to do. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, there are a whole lot of things that we still have not been able to practice, and we have to learn how to pay for security. Yeah, and pay for information, because in the midst of not having the information, we will not get these things done. And people must be trusted, protected when they are providing this information. Okay, then allow people to get information and we leave them like that. So it's time that we move to the next stage. 0775 919 919 0880 919 919. Let me talk to the Scott on the line. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah.
For the total discussion, no, the country was understand. I just create a call. I listen to the discussion. No, I was having the other person say, you want to take the people from on the street, the black people from on the street are killing them, move up behind them. I was thinking going, they are telling them, why are the people that are on the street, that they tell them what to them on the street, they tell people that they put their room to go to get there, compare them, put it in the car, kill the three of them. Their parents will be still there. But because
Thank you. Let's stick to what we're discussing. Let me talk to the scholar on the line. Good morning. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, God, for the condition of the platform this morning. We keep going to the of that we talk in this. As God, they don't not do any stuff here. You come to the opponent to do anything that. When you can only pass by how we are over some people in letter, you don't know what is that. What is that? You are the people we don't know. You are the same job to say, no more woman with job off, we don't know. So, this job is in this country is very, very hard. I'm not saying this for people are women to learn and it's going to be our job because of people to be right and because you don't want to get out of the amulet. So, even that and but even story is very, very difficult. Everything and it's that is very what we started because you don't want our family and so you don't want to take everything, you don't want to take things. So that is so much stuff.
Okay, thank you for being part of the conversation. Good morning. Good morning. Please don't hold the line if you're not prepared to talk.
Good morning.
Please go ahead.
All right. Good morning. Oh, no. There's a lot of stuff in this country. So the start is quite strong. One of the things is that our men, they strong security to be well trained, locally and international. Two, we need to put a system in place at the airport and be able to have the sensitive mind of very encasing. So security is very
for being part of the conversation. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, once again, this is Diana. Yeah, so actually, I was talking about the whole security issue, but especially when it comes to CCTV, to public mirror, or major places in the country. You see, the UPS, they have a way of making targeted people. When the president, especially the previous president, when the president recommended that,
You know, your background don't have to be noisy. And one of the things I want to say here again, and that's the reason why most of the time we don't achieve some of the things, because we politicize almost everything because somebody did something yesterday. We should, and it's affecting us. This thing is affecting this country, the image of this country. That's one of the things that we should be looking at. You heard the senator even talking that Liberian now being scrutinized on flight. Delta Airline, people luggage being thoroughly searched. It's not affecting the president. It's affecting us. We that are going out, coming back. Because the country that we come from, getting gradually to be known as a trusted point for drugs. And this thing, it will not affect former President George Weah. That man is sitting quietly, enjoying his life. He still get huge sum of money for taxpayer money for serving this country as ex-president. So it's incumbent upon this. They say, oh yeah, the UPS, there's not UPS or CDC team. Because just now when investigation go on, so many very people in the calling, they're coming from your same political parties. They're coming from your churches. So we got to learn to attack this thing and take politics out of it. We have not been able to achieve anything with politics. Yeah. You know, somebody said it, but you know, we got to graduate from that thing. And it's not helping us. So at the end of the day, we make it comical. The other person, say the person now, we're talking about the bottom line, getting this, the root of this thinking. Where do we go? Where do we start from? Because they think they not just jump from that's where they felt in Liberia. They came from somewhere. Let know who are those connected. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Thomas Mola, and I'm 40 from the Ray out there.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You know, this drug issue is getting too rampant in our country. It can be a government official and you working within the government and you find yourself engaged in the drug issue.
Yes.
Yes, that's going to be the corporate mastery. If you grab somebody with drugs, I think in 3 days, the person should be published and you take photo of them and let people get the information. But since the people grab those people with the drugs on it at the RIA, there are no information. We didn't know where the drugs came from. We don't know where the drugs came from. And we don't know the question that brought the drugs in the first place. And they are saying, so I want to believe that those government officials here is in it.
Yeah, that's why the senators demanding arrest now. But you know, like the inspector general say, you know, if we the layman from the outside, there's a criminal investigation. You gotta be mindful how you handle it. I know people want to see people behind bars, but we have to be careful how we handle this matter. We might just go and leave the real items and run to the smaller ones, and the guys might just abscond. We can't see them. We can't find it so easily. We don't have treaties with a lot of countries. Now people commit crime in Liberia, when they escape, they can escape out there. They bring them back to us to face prosecution under our law, or to make sure that they are tried in that country under the country law. So there are a lot of things we need to put into place. There are a lot of things. Good morning. Good morning. Please be attentive when you get on the line. You're live. Go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is hello. Are you guys?
Please go ahead. I told you, Emerson, go ahead.
Oh, okay. My name is Kool, and I call from the school and it's very open community here. So I went following the topic this morning, and I appreciate it. You know, my brother used to wake up from the sleep, ECDIA. There was a time, I want to add, there was a time they were installing security boots on the road with camera. I need camera still functioning because that some 2 weeks ago there was a terrible hit and run at the Kool fell, and that person suffered until they had to track him back to road. Up to today, I don't really know if his phone made that person. The thing is still on the internet where the person something to take their house she was making. And the information the internet is saying, even though they make the best game, but then the young was making. They are all in the business of projecting negative things about the country. The good thing, the country that should come from the angle of the government, we don't see them in the negative class. So we think that there should be some level of housing, they start with the community center. We very guys for one night, but we very people. Don't know in a case that you know, away from the paper, what are you going to do? Or you put it on. The time is to use the government property to the very difficult of the and this call for a fewer percent. Only I just want to ask you, thank you for sharing this morning.
Thank you for being part of the conversation this morning as well. 0775 919 919 0880 919 919 are the numbers you can call us on to be part of the conversation. You know, and all of these things can help. We talk about, and it's so important to have these things installed in public places, even the red lights, where people, you see people violating the traffic laws, where you know the red light is there regulating and ask you to stop. You found somebody, just pull him. I mean, police will see and get to know the vehicle, chase that vehicle, and issue a ticket or whatever punishment it is for violation. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Was this taken out for so I didn't think of anything. I just anything was it drug coming in or it was taken out?
The drug arrested at the airport about to be exported.
This is the information. But this drug never had a document attached to it. They have document, they will give this document to the people there. The 2 years document, if you do their stuff, wake up and get who owns this drug. That's the easiest thing. So you just get a job, they just pack it, they can't just put it down and put the rest of the airport and turn around before they arrest them.
But I'm not saying the people got a cartel. Somebody wants to protect somebody, you know, and sometimes they destroy all of the records. You know, we got this system. It's so entrenched in our society now.
You know, they just don't be talking about security, but if the way it's going now, like, they're not on telling you when you get it, break the whole thing down. Why will this Georgia go to the airport and just be there without document? I thought the document can walk by the people there, you put the airport and sit down. Any other package, when there's a police down, and I document the whole fight.
The program go to national cover and take millions of dollars from there with all document. Then
they all went out. Thank you so much.
yeah, so but the vow to make a rest over the weekend, so we all gonna be watching them as well. Good morning.
Good morning. Continuing to be taught that the form of Christ, people don't take for changing at the time. I'm going to be able to say something this morning. Thank you for the talk on the thought. It's very necessary issue that I don't want to know about. For the government, and let me tell you the government they have done the right thing to the government.
Yeah. Because they are the one who prosecuting. That they are the one.
So one of tell us that we will not be able to give all those rules that will be walking in the George Saga for government. We watch Pokemon and other people in this country was disgraced and put got bought and protest with a huge security to the mother center in the corner of Toby. So there you find drugs at the government international airport. You don't have to take them to all that drugs. You don't have to name of the drugs. When you want a drug, you know where the drugs were kept. You know what's involved into the drug traffic. Just get from that bunch of drugs and from where it be. If this can happen, the police is present now, they're going to beat us, spend that too. The acting leadership is here to beat us, spend that. The people at the labor, NRS to be suspended until we get those deals that were involved in the drug saga. We're going to be living in a country that will death and drug hungry people. That's what's doing to us.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. And I'm Amy. Good morning. Okay, let me talk to this caller on the line. Be attentive, please. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome.
That is something deep. We sometimes go for the inside. We don't be the so what can be the topic that you go at this thought. But to the point, you discuss what key is ticket. So some are doing one responding. They comment and not all are the and I think you were right. Because some of these call off to fund you don't know how to give it back from the you can't do that. You want to do that. We need to be able to get that to stay away. Even though we all are, we let's go there and God. But we need to allow you to do that way. Yeah, but we can be a people who they are all of you. I'll tell us the process. The next point is you are talking about all of this. We give, I bet you that in Ghana before you say whether you all car or you all empty. When you enter, you put your particular and ask you where I go. Depending the time you get, you will get that the finger that you have where to go. After 3 weeks, you will see another that particular thing to continue where you are there. When you are there, the finger for you and get the finger. But people enter this process, trying to what they're going to get, where they are going to move on, where they are going to move there, where they are going to move there, we can't go. So we need to start off with this to tell them about things to do. And that's almost nothing. What people are entering, you don't know. You don't know how to hide it. You don't know what they have. Well, if you know where to stay, you can find that because after 2 times. After whichever they make that. Thank you this morning.
Thank you for being part of the conversation. Let's talk to other callers on the line. You're live.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Kool. Look, I want to ask, will the investigation end there?
No.
Oh, because the investigation and the hand, my brother, come on, can't say he's going to arrest people. Because pension only, or what?
Yeah, when the senator called in yesterday, so they are talking that there should be independent proof and there should be some arrest made as well to know the magnitude of this case, that nobody should joke with it, and you can't just get people roaming around. But we're waiting to see from now to the end of the week what happens.
Yes, it's matter of fact, you don't do the investigation and that. That's getting one thing. Even when the senator has to court them.
You know, sometimes that's why we were talking earlier on, but sometimes when you say some of these things, people think you want to defend somebody. You know, these people are the folks who are trained to investigate. They know when to arrest. They know how to keep something. They know how to put all of the evidence together. They will evaluate. They will analyze it. But you know, the layman, when you hear sometimes some of these things, because in the past, nothing came out of it, so that old memory is still with them because they know exactly the possibility still exists that nothing could come out of it.
That giving people a chance, that is their way. That
Thank you for being part of the conversation. Let's talk to this caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Brooks, and good morning to Mr. Lad.
Good morning, Tamba.
Thank you so much. Mr. Brooks, let me begin by saying thank you so much for all of your brilliant analysis. But my input has to do with the government. Mickey, why it is true that we, the citizenry, have to be patient and wait for the outcome. But there is something that is confusing. There is a confusing part that the government needs to come up very quickly with swift actions. One of the confusing part here in books is he arrested the warehouse mayor where the consignment was kept. Now he invited the cargo manager who was in charge of it. The why is now the government cannot come out to tell us who have the particular consignment, who was exporting this particular cocaine, because the warehouse member now should be a moral sector person. Before you keep someone goods at the warehouse, you should also get the person details. And by right, the warehouse man is in Kool with that particular trust bill. Because I control my warehouse, right? Anything that you bring there, I should have an eye open up. Meaning, you should open whatever you are bringing into my warehouse so that I can see what kind or what type of food is that. So that particular king there, but now, if you are being smaller sector person and coming from there to answer questions. But he's still parading around, and this kind of the drug cartel is not a joking cartel. These guys, it causes them to spend their lives to protect their name, they will spend it. It calls for them to support budget, national budget, they will do it to get political connection and political protection. It calls for them to initiate project through executive, they will do it because this business costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of profit. So even if they do all the investment, they will still benefit. But here is the sticking part. I love the question Senator Darrell Dillon asked yesterday. Now, you hold the warehouse man. Again, you hold the key people. Where is the person who owns this trust? That was the biggest question that Senator Darrell Dillon asked yesterday. And my disappointing part to the national legislator.
Okay.
Was a very serious legislator. By this time, because he showed a very great disrespect yesterday to Senator Koga. That was wrong. You cannot say.
No, let's stick to what we're discussing. Let's stick to what we're discussing. Thank you. Thank you for being part. Good morning.
Thank you. Executive member of Concerned Librarian for Justice, Peter McCauley, and joint constitution in Boston County.
You're welcome.
Wiki, I want to say good morning to the Kool FM, for the breath of life, for you guys to come on with every morning and to disseminate information. But the government of we knew it that the government of their phone, the government will spoil the image of our country various times before the end of 6 years. The government, one of the key factors that brought into power, Wiki, it was about job. That is a great was the child children will go crazy. Continue soaking and so on. And then remove that government and remove the past government. Now in your regime, it's not just the 19 for some more video. So drop a phone when it gets on number 17. I think you have about where these two cases. So they all are other cases that are done. And not just the 19 for some more. So that they phone in the government rampantly. And the government like the thing that that's a God role on the investigation. Yesterday I said that when they got in opposition with him, they were so sophisticated to know what they were really just in the country. They used to call me immediately when they get your job. Now the power in your hand, all the agencies in your hand. You are minister, you are director, you are whatsoever. But now what? You cannot give me what you can't teach him there. Never mind, God, let get. You are ready for the two of me. You are shooting at me. You are calling at me. You don't want to give. Say the 4th of June to the 2nd of July. Look,
what the guy said yesterday, did we want it?
Okay, thank you for being part of the conversation. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
Good morning, man. Good morning,
Good morning.
Abraham Tala calling you from Kingston. We will remain consistent. This is why the past few days talking about townland that is selected. This in lies in the hand of the legislature for most especially the executive person that makes the appointment, which is our president, Omen Bakari. Mr. President, I've been talking this for the past 4 days. Timeline, the application over timeline. If the person is not capable to bring the truth in the investigation, it can be changed, and we see that they are not playing the thing well, and replace them. But if the investigation of a criminal go a little longer, and the criminal is punished, they will drag. They will not get the result. The police speak, they speak very late, and people will not take it serious. Mr. President, it is not about you, it is about us. We are his children. We are planning the future for us to benefit tomorrow. They joined that investigation team by the application president yesterday to the Senate, give you the power to think behind the box and make another decision on the investigation. They just have to stand up. The person who has put in the name is dead. The person who's supposed to go receive it name is on that document from the White House. It was there. Who receiving it, who's sending it, and where it's designating. It's on the paper. They will get until there will be a need for those corporates to leave the country. Then the COB will go for an extradition to bring them back in Liberia. Mr. President, it will not be good for us. This is your meeting. The finance are ahead of us. Please prepare the finance for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being part of the conversation. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning. Zero 775-919-919. Let's talk to this caller on the line. Please go ahead. You're live.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for coming on this point, brother. Brother, what you are saying now is not quite his job. They're going to find his job. No get to the phone, no get. And right now, if the children telling you dealing with their age, even children going to speaking, so I didn't want to tell that there, not nobody. So that is what you want to me. Thank you.
No, but our government responsibility to prevent these things. So don't say because people going on, government carrying it or nobody carrying it, they themselves carrying it. They should not see it to take it. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, let me come to thank you for your prayer analysis. You said it all. But our colleagues sometimes, when we see things politically, we want to just discuss it, we don't think the way we feel. But on a serious note, and we are doing what I told you. Yeah, I got to lie here. So we see things from a different perspective at times. Our brothers on the other side today, yesterday were pro-for defenders today, they feel concerned for justice for God. You have 100 million, but you hear it carelessly. Today, the police director is coming and saying, look, we need time. Let us give these people time. If they fail on the investigation, then we can start latching at them. But to just start trying conclusion, the person, you draw conclusion that you will come on a day. So the way is bad. To emotional engineering issues, that's our problem in this country. So sometimes we sit again, look at situation, and sometimes look at discussion. And sometimes we force to go because our brothers, we are not hearing approval the way it's supposed to be. Let us start being political and think about building our country. Then that's my contribution.
Thank you for being part of the conversation. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Let me talk to this caller. You have to be attentive. Please, we don't play here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Please go ahead.
I'm calling you from Panama.
Okay.
So, my brother, you know what I mean? If I hear CDC talking about drugs, they ever arrested any drug when they are in power?
But how do you determine who talking is that person's a sedition or not? How do you know that?
I'm telling you, these guys are talking or we think they are sedition. You see, but what we see, this government is making sure that when they see with drugs, they arrest you. And they're making sure that when drugs are coming, even the almost $1 billion drugs that came here, that the American government arrested, most of them were pretty drugs, then they see the government doing it. But my brother, the people know that the government is working towards the drug. Even though the investigation, that won't expecting them to do more. But the government is working the drugs more than in most of our community, you can see get to there. Then you see go back the junction. The beginning, the drugs like wasn't wrong. You can see them there.
Okay.
And, you know,
All right. Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning. Okay. Thank you for being part of the conversation. Let's talk to this caller. Please be attentive. Good morning.
Good morning, bro.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jason Daniel. I got on my Johnson bill.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I see what happening to us in the companies. Everything is company are killing us, and all we care is do is interest. I don't want to have interest. If it is my case, I will not allow that to be still. See, there are a lot of small government arrested and then they posted, they want to install. The public now having issues. Why will a cargo enter into an international airport? They have no enough. There was no record for these cars, for this cargo. So it just dropped like itself in the sky. I could not have happened before. Then my family will not come about. Yeah, people will be the system. I want to spoil the system. That's what happened. So it's for us to get rid of all these things, don't forget about interest. If you have somebody else, to you that you are in higher items, that will spoil your image. Tell them boldly that I'm doing it. I'm not going to say you will get that. You'll be careful. You'll be there. You know. I think that's it. But instead, we'll take all that thing. Thank you.
Thank you for being part of the conversation. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Brother.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm on to the bar. I know where you find yourself now. You know, when concerned women walk in the sky and now get to know that they are absorbing the CDC. But it's talking about drug is laughable. The time when you have the very first 40 million were arrested, they do anything. 100 million were arrested, they do nothing. The last 40 million at the airport, the same airport that you
But 100 million people were arrested, they went to court, but the government could not produce substantial evidence against the people, and the people were acquitted. So I think that was a step too.
Right, we did a granted, but we go back to the resurfacing. But let me tell you something about criminal investigation. You already somebody who over and go a lot of things. If they rush with the investigation, and then the alleged perpetrator that something that says they should have been arrested. But tell the guys see that one person is charged with knowing about drugs, the rest of them are in the corner. They'll run away for you. Because they go down I go for our name. So you can't get scammed away. If I'm going to need all the way to go back, because now I'm dressing, Gregory, I never take Gregory away. And now you better take it up. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you for being part of the conversation. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So we are aware that injustice is a phenomenon, and we are conscious
it needs the lawmaker to the Senate to call intelligence to ask them in just for the economic job issue. Where are we going? Well, yeah, basically, we want to know now. We're asking you whatever. Who's going to we need to go together. So this is what I'm asking. There's no deal. We are talking to the person on this. Please, planning the security. So by now, what we're said yesterday, they will start to arrest people. We need to the rule is one boy. Just said we take the arrest in one person. That is that is the so maybe they don't go to their so they go to school. They are trained to do this thing. So I said that please follow them and love me because please help me as they are any that is reaching during them because we want to cast them to be done. If you want to cast them, we need is patient. Now, get that one person. You should know who to the job, where the job comes, what is the next job is, what is here, is this there. This is what I was thinking. What was that? What was that? We agree upon to the people. So we can pull something give us now and we see looking for other people. I get this. So we don't need this to give all these people because when they get to some kind of person of the country, we know what this sort of technical and we don't get it again. Okay, everything so it's that you and it's coming out flashing. When it comes to this issue, so this is not the entire issue because it's extending something pressure. Yeah, okay, let's pressure. You get something from right, that means something happening. So we are trying people who are pressing that putting pressure behind it. We don't feel good at work. So what is it we implement what? What did they therefore that can show you reference all of the things for the faith level and that is they will talk to people will be arrested one by one by just out of time patient. So Nigeria that of the patient that is going to school to security thing that is what thank you, Wiki.
Thank you for being part of the conversation this morning. And I want us to listen to the folks a little bit, during the hearing, the question to all of the joint security team by our senators.
So security wise,
They have their own security, and then they have the RIA security who pays upfront in that facility as well.
so exactly. Yeah, listen.
Yes, sir.
And I did seconded to this analogy. If Alex Dollar owns a warehouse, in which he store goods or cargo for people concerning the business, and you form as the IG or security, you form something that was illegal in our warehouse. Then I indicate to you that John Brown brought it here. In the absence of John Brown, what will you do? All the other time.
Well, Senator, can you please rephrase?
Alex Dollar owns the warehouse.
Yes, sir.
He stole goods there for people. And the security found something illegal in our warehouse. And he says to you, they were going by John Brown. And if John Brown is not available at 9:35, who do you hold responsible?
Until John Brown can show proof that he brought it, until Alex Dollar can show proof that John Brown brought it to him, we hold Alex Dollar to find with him. So the onus is on Mr. Dollar to be able to prove John Brown to admit.
So by that reason, I only Paul King responsible.
At this point in time, Paul King, yes, is being held responsible. We are not moving past him on this particular drug issue. He's giving us the name of people who supply him. We're not being able to verify past him. That's where we are. We're still doing the analysis based on what he supplied us, sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
You said all of the people you have, what I would name, are people of interest. And they are required
So at here, at the National Police Headquarters, every morning I intervene and they are there on the time. What is our guarantee that the way almost all of the other people are alive and will not stop the truck? What is our guarantee?
Well, they are proving not to be of flight risk. We put measures in place from the Republican and proper language that guarantees the lawyer that every lawyer signing for them will be 100% responsible for any reason they have come. And the lawyers understand the implication and ramification before they decide.
So the NC Republican will protect our poorest border from asking in the intent for everyone that do it.
Honorable Senator, when the lawyer guarantees for the guarantees for them in their state, the lawyer is responsible for them.
So part of that SG, I think we are here because one of my colleagues said it. Because a lot of information. Because of lack of information. We are not in place. And so we are trying to save our constituents. I hope that moves forward. That you really promise will have a cloud, but this is very serious. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Senator Brown, Senator Brown, followed by Senator Scott. The minutes in proper order. The important are not discriminating, you know that.
Thank you for the colleagues. I think I have the space. Thank you.
Thank you, we sit down for your hand.
Let me thank all of you for your appearance. My first question is, what exactly what a drug sees at our action? What exactly the exact things?
Thank you, Senator. The trust was delivered at RRA on June 5th, 2026. The judge were arrested or confiscated on June 8th.
So, this is your answer. Can you describe for this plenary how the drugs were seized?
Thank you, Senator. I think I gave a brief description earlier. So,
I want Liberians to listen to the folks who are heading the investigation, heading this institution. They've been quizzed by the senator, giving answer on how the entirety were unearthed and how it was seized.
Based on the declaration and the one on the screen that issued, and they were being for physical check. And through physical check, it was discovered to be illicit substance.
All right, so we are out of the airport, right? And we deliver cargoes there to the screen. So who was transferred? Who presented these things to the screen?
So the shipping agent, which is EHS, was the company that delivered this particular cargo to be shipped at GLS Menzies warehouse. Yes, it is a distribution. Yes.
No, she actually never knew. Yeah, she never knew. She No, she actually never knew. Yeah, she never knew. She No, she actually never knew. Yeah, she never knew. She No, she actually never knew. Yeah, she never knew. She
I think if we want to really get the result of the investigation, people should be suspended. When they are suspended, you will see that the government will get the actual information. These people, the position they occupy is a position that they can defend and protect any information that you don't get.
I think you have a way and you respond.
It's so important to say.
They respond.
You just speak to the people. You're telling me I'm going to lose it? My problem. Did you hear the message are speaking loosely? I mean, we're all bad. The message are speaking loosely. The strategy here is to go to court. When they arrive at the court, then it will maneuver for the case to be a briefcase case. When I pray, I don't reach my work. These are people that we trust our position. You take the police the other day and say, you behave like a lawyer. Just students who are hustling around, roll a car, and then you telling us we should go here, we should do this. But they are there ye to the booth, to the airport. No sympathy, law is labor and wait. The real one should take that man clothes, let me inside. And then what is that on the protest? The government, most of the security apparatus are not giving you any assurance that a citizen will not have a mixed perception they got of the security apparatus. It's not only the security apparatus, the president. People are accusing the president that he's involved. Because of the room these guys are briefcase case. When I pray, I don't reach my work. These These are people that we trust our position. You take the police another time and say, you behave like a lawyer. Just students who are bustling around, roll a car, and then you tell it all, we should go here, we should do this. But they are there ye to the goods, to the airport. No sympathy, law is labor and wait. The real ones should take our man clothes, let me inside. And then what be some of the protest? The government, most of the security apparatus are not giving you any assurance that a citizen will not have a mixed perception in that of the security apparatus. It's not only the security apparatus, the president. People are accusing the president that he involved. Because of the room these guys are giving, everybody start collecting and making decisions at their will. I think if we want to really get the result of the investigation, people should be suspended. When they are suspended, you will see that the government will get the actual information. These people, the position they occupy is a position that they can defend and protect any information that you will not get.
I think you have a way and you respond.
It's so incumbent to say.
They respond.
You just speak loose. You telling me I'm going to lose it? My program. The 2 years, the message are speaking loosely. I mean, we're all fine. The message are speaking loosely. The strategy here is to go to court. When they arrive at the court, then it will maneuver for the case to be a briefcase case. When I pray, I don't reach my work. These are people that we trust our position. You take the police another time and say, you behave like a lawyer. Just students who are bustling around, roll a car, and then you tell it all, we should go here, we should do this. But they are there ye to the goods, to the airport. No sympathy, law is labor and wait. The real ones should take our man clothes, let me inside. And then what be some of the protest? The government, most of the security apparatus are not giving you any assurance that a citizen will not have a mixed perception in that of the security apparatus. It's not only the security apparatus, the president. People are accusing the president that he involved. Because of the room these guys are giving, everybody start collecting and making decisions at their will. I think if we want to really get the result of the investigation, people should be suspended. When they are suspended, you will see that the government will get the actual information. These people, the position they occupy is a position that they can defend and protect any information that you will not get.
I think you have a way and you respond.
It's so incumbent to say.
They respond.
You just speak loose. You telling me I'm going to lose it? My program. The 2 years, the message are speaking loosely. I mean, we're all fine. The message are speaking loosely. The strategy here is to go to court. When they arrive at the court, then it will maneuver for the case to be a briefcase case. When I pray, I don't reach my work. These are people that we trust our position. You take the police another time and say, you behave like a lawyer. Just students who are bustling around, roll a car, and then you tell it all, we should go here, we should do this. But they are there ye to the goods, to the airport. No sympathy.
relationship with President Boakai?
I think President Boakai and I had a better relationship when I was vice president than we have now.
Why?
Well, the office of the presidency is not just something you can just enter anyhow. You know, you have to come and be invited. I haven't yet had an opportunity until my son died, when his nephew died, and he came to say that he was sorry. But before then, I hadn't been able to meet him. I've asked for an appointment. I hadn't gotten one. They keep switching it back and forth. But I think the relationship between us when I was vice president and when he was vice president, because working in the Senate, I was a member of the Ways and Means Committee.
You were in office then?
I was a member of the Ways and Means Committee, and you had to always consult the vice president. So we had a very good relationship when he was vice president. And when I became vice president, I know I visited him several times to consult him. But right now it's like there's a family relationship, but there's no personal relationship, I don't think.
Have you heard a lot of people say the relationship between he and your former boss, former President Weah, is not good? Have you heard that? Do you believe?
We are hoping that this identical investigation comes to a logical conclusion that Liberians will be certified and measure will be put into place, and those who will be found guilty after impartial investigation, prosecution, we have to face the full weight of the law and will serve the punishment, because Liberians want to see an end to this identical thing that's taking away lives, have destroyed a lot of promising future for tomorrow. So we know everybody equal. It's affecting every home, and the picture is gradually printing for Liberia. Is not one that anybody want to hear or love to be called. You know, we still want to be proud when we call the oldest country in Africa, Liberia, that we will not be attached to something negative, but rather it's attached to something that is very positive. We will continue with the discussion on tomorrow, but this is something we want to talk about that is very key, even close to what we were talking earlier on this morning, and to this, almost like this, the just matter that we're fighting and getting them end to a finding solution or to curtail it is an uphill task for us, because we are lacking behind so many things. You know, quite recently, there are some civil society groups that met talking about wanting to have a fast track court, you know, a specialized anti-corruption court that will fight corruption. Even the former president, Madam Ellen Johnson, also added her voice there. You know, somebody would say, oh, she was president for 12 years. I mean, but under her watch, there were institutions, anti-graft institution that was created to make sure that we all try to fight corruption. But you know, it's so systematic and it is entrenched into our society. But the core is good coming from Central, you know, and other folks, civil society actors who talking about this. Because you see what happening, the delay in prosecution for the kind of corruption, crimes, or economic sabotage and other things, the delay within the Liberia judiciary system is a lie. A lot of folks, a lot of accused officials of government currently or in the past to invade the timely prosecution time while undergoing public confidence in state institutions. So people are now hiding and coming together, putting the voices together, calling on the government. Look, we need a fast track court for anti-corruption. Court that will try people, that will not delay, that when this person is investigated, charged, will be forwarded. And probably restitution and other things will take place in the process. So it's always good that when we hear these courts are good. But we don't want where it reach again. After some of the calls are made, then we start to hear, oh, the witch hunt. Because there are a lot of cases yet to go to court. And so many people have left the country. Some of them, they got properties back here. They got businesses. And these businesses continue to amass profits for them, making them far richer. And they are living large. They're broke. Their kids are well off. Why? Hundreds of cases are on the docket, yet to face persecution. Some of the folks have died. Some of them have gone to country that we do not have a treaty with that, look, when this person commit this crime, and this person ran and went to this country, we can talk to our partners and say, look, we want that person brought back to face the full weight of the law. Or at times, you asked whether that person can be prosecuted under that country law based on the crime they committed and even jailed in the person. These things are happening. We need to strengthen our diplomatic tie and look at a reform of some of our laws. Because if you look at from the LCC angle, even before Councillor Alexandra Zou went there, there were a lot of cases that was concluded, forwarded to the Ministry of Justice. When Councillor Martin was there, hundreds of cases. There are past officials and there are current who names who were investigated. Some of them they were released and nothing was found against them. Some were formally charged and needed to have sent trial. And at the end of the day, we didn't see anything coming out of it. And those cases are there. People calling for a court, a specialized court that will look into this matter. Let's be honest. We have to apply all of the efforts to put an end to some of these things. Because the folks know, because we don't have the kind of a court. So when these crimes are committed, you find a long delay for them to stay in trial. And the longer they stay, at times, these people will unveil justice. They get busy in thin air. The next thing you say, oh, the person in abstention. The trial and sentence the person in abstention. Because look, there are millions, if not billions of dollars that annually enter in the pockets of officials of government, or even people who in cahoots with the business people. Because I think it's a launching that we're talking earlier on about the drugs. It's one of the biggest cartel again, this corruption. One of the biggest cartel, because the guys are so connected. Everywhere you go, they know how to penetrate the way. Because one person will not eat it. But yet, the roads are bad. The hospitals are other drugs. There are schools that need renovation. There are a lot of leakages. And there are a lot of other things. Let me talk to Councillor Jar on the line this morning. Good morning.
If we are serious about shutting down the cartel, we have to be peaceful. The cartel is unknowable. The people you have right now, like we are small potatoes. People don't spread away, the cartel continue. They will get replaced those people. So if you interested in the cartel, the public, whatever else, has to be patient. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Mooney.
You mentioned issue of cases of on, and I was just looking back at the case of Carrie. Remember the LCC under the watchful eyes of Councillor Edwin Clark Mountain held several persons, like Paula Philly, and those who served in the position.
Former agriculture minister, people from Plain Liberia,
they were all held.
Parenthood. There are a lot of folks.
There were a lot of them. The issue of
Liberians, the leaders calling for the fast track court today, and their reason is something to be considered very keenly.
Sure.
Because if not, if we are saying that the present judicial system has been overwhelmed, and based upon these issues, we should form a fast track court. Why, if the same issue that is overwhelming the courts happened with the fast track court we have, what will we do? Will we then form another court again? Because we need to solve the problem. And this is the issue where we are falling short as Liberians. We need to sit down and have a roadmap and have a plain issue how we are. Are the systems, for instance, the judicial system, are they thinking about how they can clear the dockets, that cases are faster? Why are they keeping cases long? Only because people have interest. The enforcers who have interest in cases, they keep those cases. They know that they got the money, they are connected, they got the position, and they want to clamp down other folks. So they keep those cases on the docket. Judge, don't bring the case. They are holding on. Every person know this. Either somebody is in jail, or somebody is held for certain contempt, or they got access to certain property. Let it prolong, let it know my value. If these things are handled, we find it. And one thing Liberia, and I usually say to Liberians, we think that the way the word outside the conduct cases, we should do it here. That's good. But one thing we fail to realize is that there are cases that are fast track. We don't have that ability.
That's what I always say.
We don't
have the kind of. And look, we are lacking too many things.
And,
you know, people
and,
see.
We are not thinking of many ourselves to that level. We're not thinking about it.
Nah, you just said it right. The Amendment Act of the LCC, they gave them prosecutorial power, but where do they have? They don't have the court.
You heard the boss of the LCC saying they need their own facility.
Yeah,
that they can fast track issues. Because if they conduct cases extended to the judicial system of the country, they are also overwhelmed.
And they talk about once the court is established, they're looking for when part of the country you can have the court established. Because most especially in Monserrato, everybody attached.
You see?
You go to prosecute somebody, group of people go to the court.
Somebody attached to this person and just want to protect this person. And that's why I said, and we'll go in there slowly. A lot of folks say, oh, Nathaniel, you're being too fast. Let me just back to a little bit of the drug issue. You know, this one issue, I've been so delayed to talk because sometimes you see things, people tell you otherwise. Drug investigation, it is not a normal investigation that people say, y'all wait for evidence. Because drugs don't have evidence, except the prima facie, the physicality is being caught with individuals. That's the only way.
And you know something? And it's just the same with this issue of corruption. Because, Ambassador, once you notice or you find out that 3, 4, 5 persons committing this crime, it's not something easy. That means they have consistently done it. They have entered all of the system. They know how the kind of people they got in their possession. And we seem we're losing on drugs, the fight. We're losing on the fight against corruption. And it's just getting so, I mean, it's taking a glorious front seat into our society.
Because every time we go to drugs, they say, y'all wait. Y'all get a common chance. Y'all get a poor chance. And when you say get a chance, it's sweet. The people who are involved.
And you know the problem of that, again? The things that we take, like this morning earlier on where I was lecturing, the things that we take to the court, sometimes very weak. You think about right, the Bible, let's be honest. You think about right. At this time, that 100 million drugs. So you want, by right, you know, so we have, I don't know how many persons in jail currently.
Because we did the same thing.
We did the same thing. And
better get evidence.
And what?
I said something to the folks. I said the very day that drug was discovered by Roof, that the consignment was to be clear in the scan of it. When I clear, there was a place, a blackout on the homes of King and the home of Abdullah. A search and seizures have been done in our homes. That's it. We found drug in our house. And because they revised up, the DA said when you use your car for drugs, come in with impound the car and use it for the support of drugs. When you get a horse You find journalists and government confiscate our property. Why can't property be confiscated? Why after that home can be?
The only difference I see from that past to now, the drugs that have been fought right now, this case, the only thing I see different, and we hope that it comes to a logical conclusion. This time around, people been named, and a company that was about to export this thing is identified. But my point here that still pains me, Ambassador, that $100 million worth of drugs that came to Liberia at the free port, the shipping line, nobody was held responsible. The port security, nobody. Those who went to clear the container, nobody.
Ambassador, this is a point, man.
Then we come back again.
We had a mistake. It was the coupon upon the chosen human government not to repeat those mistakes.
And I seem to
because number one, there are still folks who were in government during the past regime are still in government.
Sure.
They are still in the position.
Even somebody outside of government now, but they
saw
still coordinating with other people who in government.
Let's see what's happening. Since the Aaron Dallon told us they had a very serious security meeting, closed though, unknown to us. They said to them in the meeting, what would you leave it with us? Let us say the security handle this thing. But they said, how would they said we'll update people regularly. The Senate were complaining why 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks have passed by. You saw when the Inspector General of the Police and the LDA, look, I said I'm recommending to the president that Kool will be suspended and Fitzgerald Biako, the interim head of the FDA, be suspended pending this particular investigation. Because you look at the question I said, the listener asked Kool, where's the car, the taxi? He said, where's the driver? He said, the taxi is at the headquarters of the LDA. Then where's the driver? He said, the driver around or going to, because we have not formed anything. Drugs, you can never investigate drugs to have documents. Drugs don't have receipt. Drugs don't have performing invoice. Drugs don't have anything. That's the reason why when they went to the airport, they told the post it was Lapos and Maggie Q. But the people who were dealing with it first, the content they were dealing with knew that it was drugs. No receipt. So you have to be swift. And this is, I said this, President Baka will feel bad for the drugs business. They forgot 19.2 million. President Baka will feel bad in his life that he will live and reach the age he has reached to become president of this country and handle this matter like this. He will feel bad. Because if Liberians don't get anything of this thing, and this is what they're wishing. They say, oh, don't call me, don't call me. Justice Minister said, we have to call me. He said, why you calling me for? Are you not in dinner with the people? Say no, because they put calling me outside. You see? The police inspector general said to the Senate that before the weekend, they'll have people on. So they must ask you first.
They'll have people arrested.
They have suspects. They should ask you first. Look, that's why I always say this. With the knowledge report, we got this one, this investigation on Seport we're looking. That's why I said when LDA going to raid, they don't walk because they want to catch evidence in your hand. And if you're investigating drug, you have been faster than the investigation. By this time, the home of King shall be barricaded ever since. The man told you that the drug he took to carry the airport took it from King House. If King House is used as a storage for drugs, that building, that house should be confiscated.
And Ambassador, that's why I said earlier on this.
But why do that?
When you see,
no result will come.
In evidence gathering, the crime scene must always be secure. Because by the time you temper, you contaminate.
Before the drug went to King House, what did I say?
And you know my part in the thing? The investigation seems it got to also start from outside of this country, because that drugs did not work. It did not work. It did not come by itself. We did not wake up one morning and somebody must have brought it. It came from somewhere. Let know the place it coming from, who brought it, and get all of
the folks telling you. The guy who is from the LA, from the LA said, King said that this was the man who told him to produce the will bill of everything, and that there was conflict into the will of this matter. They are saying that this man is key. If this man is telling you, say, I want to ship this thing and came to your to your handling.
To your shipping line.
Yeah. Who gave it to him? Who gave it to him? Who gave it to him? If you are holding people, you're holding up people, but you're not holding nobody.
And my concern in it matter again too. Is king house or warehouse? So cargo that the company is supposed to export. So that to a house the people can go deliver it.
So those questions ambassador are belated because we should ask that question on the same day. The same day they saw it in our drop, that same day, all of those who are person of each at the airport, nobody going home. The FDA with the police moves to the king house, surround that place, the environment. They have their home. They should surround that place, obtain a certain seizure warrant from the court, and set the entire house. But you know how long pass? Even the boy have drugs in the place. The police car they carry way in Ghana or Nima in the bush, hiding there. Who know? Nobody know. And drug is not the investment of money law in the bank. They say you have to wait for the document because drugs don't have.
No, there's even money in the bank. If I said something earlier on, we have grown to the tendency of not keeping record. You saw the other report from the road fund concerning how East International the bank is with all certificate with all other bank is paying out to people.
Will go earlier as expected.
When we would look at something and fight it holistically and put an end to it, we can fight corruption. The other time, it was probably enemy number one. Either it came to vampire. The other one, drugs.
She's not in politics again, but she's still poking in politics matter. Who should tell this? Who should tell? Huh?
Well, madam.
She tells us in politics. What she doing in politics business? Why she going? Why she saying anything there?
Now she called him for.
So sit down.
She gave us support for the fast track code on corruption.
Let her go and sit down. Let her go and sit down. Because you can't treat the country like this. And all of them, the one I said, the fast track code come to find. You're talking about justice and fast tracking the process. If the man who is, for example, a police director, knows that his sister's daughter involved, will he prosecute her? The justice minister knows that his cousin, son or daughter is involved, will he do it? But people still want to.
We build, we take our personal relationship too high and political alliance too high over the interest of the country. That's why Liberia it is what it is.
And one even that coming out is that the people who are involved surrounding the whole drug thing, they were people before the day of the discovery of the drug are very close to the president. So it's giving the president or the investigative team difficulty how to do this thing. They must establish.
And that's what I said earlier. This thing of the proximity to the presidency, we can abuse it too much in this country. We can exploit Liberia. We're taking away lives.
When someone was maritime, they say it's not going to work. Why into the people? Not to the president. When someone were you see that?
Yeah.
But now it happening. Even the man who has the GLS is very close to the president we are. I mean, President Parker. Very close. And now President Parker is surprised that someone who they say can work in the government, have the shipping line, handle all those matters, go in, coming out, handle the saying to the car, and his brother taking the other side, that today the company will be involved in that kind of thing. He's surprised. He is very much surprised.
Like, bro.
Because they Abdullah and war, DHL in this country. They're surprised that they're being involved in drug business. They are surprised. So what are you doing now?
You heard what Senator Nimeli Badikwa said, and that's the negative part of it. The most painful part of it, the image of the country. That Delta Airline, this time, they are straining Liberians. Their other folks, their suitcases are thoroughly searched.
Yeah.
Because the people getting to know us to be the bad people yesterday, or the people that everybody used to love.
Because your country can't handle this thing, we will handle it for you outside.
Because the country is gathering into something like a transit point for drugs. The country get for corruption. The country get for drug. People get rich overnight. They can't explain how they acquire the wealth. And I'm always telling you, every time we fail to address a major crisis, the next one can be far bigger and worse than the first one, and it can be too demeaning for the country image. So we reach the point where we're exporting drugs now. That the level we go reach. With Mexico now sending drugs to America. coming from Colombia.
What the government looking for? The FOC, you got it. You know who the entity that was anything. You know the place that was kept. You know all the information. You identify the business entity that transmitted the drug. So what are you looking for again? The government got somebody to hide some drug case. They won't protect people. And President Barker is serious.
You check it out.
Before this weekend, the police inspector general should be suspended. The interim leadership of the LDA should be suspended pending this investigation.
You check.
And they will find this whole thing. Look, President Barker will feel very bad that his age and the time he has become president, the legacy he wants to set will not be. Because the people he had called around him will damage everything. They did it before.
They damaged it.
They did it before. When we said, I said to President, former President, I said, if you don't disgrace the people that will disgrace you, and former President, we are being one of the most disgraced presidents in Africa. I said, Kool, 14 counties in your country voted you to see that you will fall flat. It was a disgrace. It was a disgrace. Then I'm hearing the lives of Samuel Tour. You know, the reason is we don't hold people accountable for things.
No.
So, any matter when the current line go in talking how the president he want every command to join and the opposition why he appointed every command. Now they're going after cabinet general. You see what's happening? That somebody that's somebody they passing around and be talking. No.
But that's the reason why even the man was not found guilty. Because your money or such, you had the accused moving around. What about night? Who all you were interacting with? The man got his telephone, nobody monitoring it.
But the senator asked the inspector general that question. Are those people gadgets? Their phones? He said, yeah, we have seized their phones, their laptops, and those issues are being seized. Where are they?
The court should be subpoenaing the court log for the telecommunication.
No, he said it's difficult.
No, but the court can subpoena it. You see, all the things we don't keep record. So they delete all that one that what makes it difficult?
I would think I forgot about man. I told you I want to try the kids.
You know, I'm talking about this court. Because you take a court and you establish a court, you gotta take it because you are talking about taking it to maybe Central Liberia, that places like Bangor. But if you get a court operating anywhere around again, by the time you take 1 minute, you say, oh, if I survive, they have investigated you, and you've been found guilty. Or you've been formally charged, and you'll be forwarded to court. The pele people will go stand for the owner pele man. The guild people will go stand for the guild man. The church people will go stand for the people call for you to fight this thing. Everywhere here, you know, just listening to conversation like that, just by hearing some of the names that they've been calling now in the communities, the people are protecting those people. They're saying they put them nice. Yeah, they know what they put. They know what
the government delaying. The government delay. So they protect those people.
Yeah.
You can't catch FOC. You illegal possession of cocaine. Is that not a crime?
That is also a target.
Also not just a
talking about just banning the jury again to go look for different one again.
But by the time you disband the jury, the law, the former speaker, the representative of Granville County have gotten plenty of money. Because he's working every month. They pay him. And the money he's working for now, he's not using it. He's saving it. Because he's saving it for his troubled days. Before he was enjoying. But now they're keeping it. The live TV, the live of Abu Balakama, they're keeping that money now. And they're even begging for money. So they're keeping it for the troubled days where you're delaying with the case.
We get delayed for too many things in this country.
But it's not. You are hastening to suspend to get called back. Why will the licensed person of interest still in position? The fact that you are named a person of interest, you cease to exist as a lawmaker. Hold it for your life. Go ahead with the case.
We're ready here, man.
You can be. We're ready here.
We're ready.
And it's so disgraceful under this president that you want to say that kind of thing. Yeah? Everyone that has saw you protecting him.
We're ready.
What are you giving the position for?
We are not yet ready. We say it, then we do.
I'm told your wife got something to say to you. She will say it to you. Katumo Boga got something to say to the president. She'll say it. Why? What are you waiting for? What are you looking for? So the time you live to know on this earth, in Liberia, you want drug case get evidence, drug case get receipt, drug case get performance involved? No! But go look in Southfish. When they go to raid, they behind it. What it said, they just they saw pretty to 2 million worth of drugs from Liberia. And they caught it around. The people have now seen that drug is the source of life. There are people fighting so strong to sell drugs that only they can survive. They won't pay money. The trauma doors still coming.
Sure.
People facing marijuana farm. They cultivating it. They cultivating it.
Here is some people sitting right now in Ambassador. They're putting all the different things together just to, it should just come out to be something like drugs that can stir people and make you like you in your war of your own.
Ambassador, I got a video one young boy who got victimized of this. I don't know whether he's still alive by now. He have gotten off his head and people all around and put the water on him. That's the effect of it. And you listen to Senator Dillon. It should be what the government should be saying. He's saying he's spending more than 3,000 of his salaries to support the detoxifications of the young people, rehabilitation, reintegration.
Yeah, he
why the government not doing it?
He has a
individual doing it.
Center.
So if he's doing it, then the government say many people who bring in drugs, what happened? He will get more patients. When you graduate about 25, instead of the number reducing, they get more than that.
And you know the funny thing about that? That's why I don't take them off it. But it will have vote of no confidence in somebody who led that they can take bribe to some concession and action taking, because they confirmed the Gregor Kool man when he was appointed. All the people that went and sat over there, justice minister, or acting deputy minister, or director of this, they went on to confirm these people.
But look at
they won't do anything.
The protest sat there. He saw Gregor Coleman addressing one of the senators, Senator Koga, the way he addressed the Koga. Is that how you address the Koga?
Loosely.
That's why I gave him contempt charge saying stop bitch. He said, well, let's go sit down there for 72 hours.
They may use one other word again, man, to sorry.
Then he said sorry. No! You see? But the protest, all of them, you notice that she kept so quiet the way she was talking, as a talking senator of this country. You heard Senator Edwin Snow. We need to talk off the camera after there are questions. You don't answer and be asked. They know because they've been that senator been in Liberia very long as a representative, as a senator. You know
the part I don't love to hear from them. You don't call the American answer. Then you say you want to go behind the scene to go ask what in there again. You can't be talking about fighting and the same time undermining the fight.
Will the Gregor Coleman, who was appointed by the president as a police inspector general, address the center as a loose talker? Where the center is functioning its capacity? Yeah? It was contempt. But it's good for them. It's good that Gregor Coleman tells the loose talker because that chef we had there they had issue on, they were saying, bro, no confidence. So that chef we had God seeing them. And I want Shaq come by the country. Shaq wasn't well, Shaq come in the country. And I want the battle going to get more heat on this process. Because our lawmakers need to see. You know, there's a reason why I said, Ambassador, the lawmakers, we need to sort them out. They are very good lawmakers at that place. And they are worse ones.
When you try to point out to somebody will be telling you, say,
we're putting out. After the dealings.
You took bribe. Because people don't respect.
How would a police general describe a lawmaker in the chamber at the parliament? She's a loose talker, a warrant contempt charge.
Somebody walk to you in your house and it's such a long way.
You see that?
But you know, Ambassador, these guys, sometimes these things are good to happen in the present, to see some of these things and to know for them to know what other folks going through outside, because they got all of the privileges, all of the benefits in this country is with them. So
no, they're working so good.
So when people look in their faces, they be telling them, yeah, because somebody think that they can put all the energy in
Chef went way to the Italian parliament, they say James President. But that Gregor Coleman, it was right with them. They made what listen to the conversation. You see, our people Let me get it. I'll come in 1 minute. You know, about people, you know, every time when they still border on the common people, that's the time the police, the LTA, the army get uniform. But when you border on the hierarchies, that's the time they get uniform. And it's hurting this country on a very serious note. It's hurting this country. The laws of the land are not for specific class of people.
Someone gave me another one. I think you put the camera on.
In the spirit of the Spirit, Council of the recommended. But we need to have recommended histories in the body. Are you looking for your activity at the outcome? No, sir. You see that? No, sir. You say in a position of trust that man be you don't think you're going to corruption. An ethical police officer, a same taking a police officer salary, than state officer in charge. So what do you report to? I want to finish that question. Manage again. Or a strong set of questions that you visit the ones in London. Can you tell all why did you get across that landing in London and yes, based on the professionalism? Did you talk to the kids and correlate between the situation in London and with that of the prospect for years of that London? Yes, sir.
I can only speak for me. I know how it is with me, so I'm not sure what his relationship is with President Weah. I don't think the way President Weah treated him as president, because I know he visited him several times, him and his wife. President Weah and the First Lady visited with him several times when we were in power. So did I. I don't know if he's been to visit him or if he's asked him to come and visit him. I don't know. And it would be wrong for me to assume something that I'm not clear of. But I don't think there's also a relationship at that level.
Have you heard people say you did not do much to reconcile the country? You, the government, not Taylor, not Senate, not Vice President Taylor.
And that's an issue. I think the crux of the problem we're having, even if you look at the noise in the media, you realize that the country is not reconciled. The country is divided into two blocks. And people are standing in their position. There are a few people shifting back and forth. I think this divide will get clearer as we go towards 2029. But I think the country is not reconciled, and I think any government that is in power, any government that intends to come to power, has to consider that as a real serious agenda. How do we behave as, and that is a responsibility of government mostly, how do we behave in ways that allows people to forget
the other side got greater sophistication, but they are in a position. When you check their records, they are the best that went outside the world. That they are in a position. They can make the position happy. He's not alluding to the fact that Liberia is not sophisticated, but he's sitting in a position that should make the position sophisticated. But he's saying outside have more sophistication. What is in the position? Let me go to the land and take a few calls. You know, this country, 0775-919-919. Let's take a few calls on this matter here. I think you now know where we are. Listen, the Dillon said they agreed. They had an inside meeting. The reason why they were bringing that meeting and making the folks know that they were meant to keep it on because the government is now working on the side of the bargaining. They told them that they will inform public information. There's a major case in the country that need regular updates. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I listened to money and harassment calling from last time. Very, very clear. He said, one of the serial people made a fucking crime. They were asked about water spoon. So you see, the people that is giving excuse, the way they give excuse are the same. They think with therefore, that so it will be
and because of the lack of sophistication of Liberia, justice delayed, justice denied.
Oh yes, that was what the was saying.
But when I causing case, they can fast track that case. A major drug case, they can fast track it. They will say, "I will result." Okay, my brother, let me talk to. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome.
My name is Ruben P. Johnson, calling from the Toronto number 5, Mapuza Kevin community. And I will say this to the president of the Republic of Labrador, President Joseph Human Boaka, should immediately suspend the police director and the DEA's boss. Because drugs case is not an ordinary case. You can't just say you want to investigate, go behind the corner. Who are those involved should be apprehended and taken to court. You need to do drugs. Look, our children have fallen prey to drugs. We are victims of this. I am a victim. So it's hurting me better and the DEA boss. Can't they see of this matter? The president is suspended immediately.
And this was the president you knew in front during the election period.
Yes. So they should be suspended.
Okay.
Immediate profession by the president.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Let me talk to others. Yeah. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah. We thank God for whatever you people are doing to inform the public about this happening. If there's that last time we were off because of what people saying or what to do. We say that investigating the matter more than them. But the matter this is Mr. Government. Thank you very much. You have to be careful with yourself.
Okay, yeah. Now, when I brought looking when you talk, then they want to eliminate you, they want to take you away, they want to talk. And how they come to pen. Imagine, we come to celebrate 179 years, and we stay like this. Countries that got independence in the 60s, they are far better than us. Good afternoon, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. The investigation of this drug business has already been jeopardized by President Kool. I don't think it should be undertaking the president. Whereas when the drug was seen at the airport and the area, particular area was identified as a crime scene, he did not send somebody there to protect that crime scene. That's wrong. He knows the reason why he did that. The next question is, why did he go to London? Then he's telling my father, my father spoke loosely. Reverend Kool is the one that moved. My father.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ricky.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Harry Fisher, and I'm calling from Rehab, from YouTube. Thank you for the topic on the pertaining to the job safety. You know, from a lot of calls I've been calling on the ground this morning, I listen to them and I listen to the topic. And the job business, it will be very hard to report because Liberia will be united before fighting this stuff. First of all, if somebody called the person defend the government, and the other person called support the government, and the other person will say the person from the party, and the other person will say the other person from the party. And when it goes by, when you need power to defend drugs, and when you're out of power to
So when they go in the ghetto to those drug users, they can look for party.
no.
Hey, Buddha, you said no. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Nat. How are you?
Fofi.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the recognition. Okay, Nat, I got two issues. I want to throw like quickly this morning. One has to do with drugs case, and yesterday.
Just go ahead and start talking, Fofi.
Yeah. Okay, so this drugs issue here, when it comes to the drug investigation, I think this government needs to be very careful, because yesterday we beat on CDC for this same drug business, and today we found ourselves in a situation where when cases are being arrested, and then there are a lot of delay when it comes to prosecution, and now the police IG is now talking in a way in the presence of the Senate. And the Senate, for me, if the Senate know exactly what they are not of errors. Okay, if someone is there to go and talk or give clarity, and he go and get loose stuff or calling another senator getting loose stuff, I think the Senate have a authority over there to bring it down to the seat to say no, you have to. What the reason you have to get the statement, but the reason of we, as government. The length to carry on cases and get results with the Liberian people is very dangerous. But mind you, the Liberian people will rise up again one day when it comes to the drug issue, because our children are dying, people are getting sick.
Okay, Fofi. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. The good is Jeremiah Piano, and it's a deal with me to tell my big national country. Now, the work you guys are doing, you don't have to pay for the people. Only God will pay the people. So if anybody wants to study proof or torture, I think it's definitely wrong, because it's not.
Okay, let me take my final call before I leave you on today. Good morning. My final call about today.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, my name is Santosh. I'm calling from Cross Freedom. Yeah, I kind of wherever they drug issues, when I be a day, they drug issues. So up to now, they comment, people who tell me about the drug issues. They couldn't see, that now when they go to the media, and they really don't think about it, they want to leave us in it. So then I didn't want to hear about it, so they give information for us.
Okay. I've been here over 29 with my kids can't get looking for that. Let me just say, when it was, you get called back, the entire country was charged. You can't make a statement, and the statement doesn't represent an over man. Let you be expelled. They were covered Nazis support a riot. When it was the Opa Yezie, they say he insulted the Supreme Court bench. As the Chief Justice, he cast a dark cloud. They fast track those cases. This is a very important case. But at the case, they can say, oh, wait, they never told Opa Yezie, wait, we don't want evidence. They never told the guy, say, wait, we want evidence. Even up to now, more than 2 months now, we still, the district 10 still go without representation. Nobody know that, thinking that it's a violation, even the people right, because they should tell them where this whole thing is. Let me say thanks. Good morning to all of you. We keep Brooks, Nathan Neva, and Andrew Gamo from the production department. I want to say thanks for joining us. Be with us tomorrow on the weekend, on Friday. Good morning, and bye-bye.